Hello, my friends. Thanks for tuning in. Today's topic is drugstore makeup that really has that luxury feel. Seems more expensive than it actually is. I know I have done some videos on this topic in the past, and you guys seem to really enjoy them, so I'm bringing one back today. And therefore, I'm going to be including some more current products in the video. So I hope you guys are doing well. I've got my skincare on already, so that means serums, moisturizer. My Vanity Cream moisturizing cream is my eye cream, and my sunscreen is on as well. So I'm starting off with a priming step here. This is from Catrice. And just the packaging itself, yes, I think there is a sensory layer to this video because sometimes when things are packaged in glass and there's a little weight to them, they just do automatically seem a little more expensive than they are. But also, I think there's some value to the fact that the product truly delivers on what it says it's going to do. So this is the Extreme Blur Mattifying Primer from Catrice. Also, just the care here. We have an additional cap. We also have a little scooper. It does not take a lot when you use this product. I think that's another hallmark of things that feel like, okay, I'm really getting something good here. It doesn't take a ton to get the desired effect. So I get some off of my little mini spatula thing. And I want you to look at like my nose area, sides of the nose, forehead. This has an immediate blurring, mattifying impact. Like it just totally erases shine. And you can still have all your moisture, but you're just not going to have a shiny finish on top of your skin. And I think it's cool to have something that can really do that, you know, and feel really thin and weightless at the same time. There's a nice glide to it. It almost feels velvety at first, and then it just glides into a totally lightweight / weightless type of feeling. And look, if pores are an issue for you around your nose, let's say, like this is a great product to try. It is truly effective. Now it's not erasing your pores, it's erasing the appearance of them, okay? So I think it's a really cool product. Every time I use it, you know, I get the same consistent result. And sometimes the critique on primers is that they don't really do anything, you know? You're taking the step to use it, but it's not really delivering. This is one that really does deliver on what it says it's gonna do. For my foundation today, I'm gonna be using the Nude by Nature Perfect Skin Filter Foundation. I do feel like this whole Nude by Nature range screams like drugstore luxury to me. I like this packaging. I like twisting it and the pump comes out. My shade is N2 Classic Beige. I'm gonna get myself out a pump here. And I have done a video if you're like, wait, Nude by Nature, what's that? It's a new brand at Walmart. It's from the makers of MCO Beauty, and they've really got some terrific stuff. I can link below to the video where I've talked more in depth about some things, but I'm slowly like trying more and more, and the more I try, just the more impressed I become. But I'm gonna blend this in on my skin. Look at that pretty coverage. Ugh. See how smooth and seamless? It's one of those, the more I use it, the more I like it type of product. I like the weight of the foundation. It's not too heavy, but yet the coverage is absolutely beautiful. They've got like a loose powder foundation, a great little cream blush, lip and cheek stick, a phenomenal lip liner that's going to be coming into this video, an eyeshadow palette. I've been pleased. I've been pleased with Nude by Nature. And look at that, really even coverage, but it is not too flat. See the little skin-like finish coming off of it? Really pretty stuff, and just does totally give me a high-end feeling when I use it. Here's another one, the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. Nothing new here. I've sung the praises of this product before. I've said, you know, it feels like a more advanced concealer formula, but the feelings are legit. You know, I continue to think that. You do not need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. It's able to be really thin, but cover beautifully well. I'm not sure what more you could really ask of a concealer. I feel like people who love this product just really are all in for it. I used a tiny bead of product, and look at the dots that I was able to kind of like tap around and now spread out. And pay attention to the coverage I received from this too. And it's one of those concealers that is going to play well with any foundation. If you happen to be using a foundation that's a little bit more on the thick side, let's say, and it's like, okay, I can't add too much additional weight to my skin, but I still need concealer. this is a good one. And then it also plays really well with your super lightweight tinted moisturizers because it's just so easy to blend. When I say it's thin, it's really thin. It's called a concealer serum. It really is one of the best options for people who want to keep it very lightweight, but still don't want to sacrifice any of the coverage. There's a little bit extra like coming off of the little pump there, so I'm gonna make use of that. But I've spread it around and really for the most part blended it, but I do come in with that brush that I used to blend the foundation in with, just to make sure. What a beautiful even complexion that looks actually really natural, but I am very covered. I love it. Here's a powder that I think feels very high-end. Really good formula here. The Catrice Soft Blur Matte Airbrush Powder. It's a 12-hour shine control and long wear powder, and I just have the shade 005C, so I think this is kind of like a translucent powder option, but it's a light powder. And as you can see, I get some on my finger there. As you rub it away, you still continue to feel it. It's not a powder that just kind of dusts away. I think it's a rather substantial powder. Not cakey, but really perfecting. And I think it applies better with a brush than like a triangle powder puff because there is so much to it. It's dense, okay? It's a dense powder here. I'm gonna tap into it with my Morphe Under Eye Bullet Brush. And then here's what I'm going to do. Just tap it in to set my under eye. Tap right over it. A little on the brush, not a lot. It's a powder that you kind of have to know how to work with it because, like I said, you don't want to load it up. It doesn't need to be loaded up. But when you put it on, it really works some magic on the blurring of pores, the evening out of certain areas. Note how the under eye area was not dulled down one bit. And I feel set. I feel good, but I don't feel so super dry either. There are high-end brands that are putting out pressed powders that don't feel nearly as advanced as this and really as potent as this, okay? So loving that. Go Catrice. Next up, we're talking about a product that feels really similar to a certain high-end thing, but it is very clearly, to me, doing the job better. And I'm talking about the Rimmel Multitasker Bronzing Stick. This was definitely mentioned in the bronzer video. I love this stuff. I wear the shade Tan, and it makes me think of Merit in the feel. Kind of a balminess to this one. There is a little moisture in it, but the thing is, it has real pigment going on here. A pigment level that I think you'd struggle to get out of the Merit. So that's what impresses me. It definitely is something I'm always going to be thinking about reaching for when I'm in a bronzer mode. I don't use it every single day because I bounce around with a lot of different products to try and test and compare, but it is absolutely wonderful. Look how easily I just blended that in, you know? And see how the surface of my skin, because it has that little bit of moisture, you can just kind of see on the surface of my skin, I'm looking like real skin. And part of that's a credit to the base products underneath, but also the texture of this bronzer is just so good. And the tone is so perfect too. Look at us just tapping it in. I'm not scrubbing my brush back and forth. I'm not doing big circular buffing motions. I'm just tapping over it so the product goes and blends in right over that place where I put it. It's beautiful, gentle luminosity it's contributing to, I feel like, all over my skin. But touch your skin, I'm not feeling tacky. I would pay significantly more for this product than I have to. Staying on that idea of the drugstore really doing it better even, here I feel like I'm essentially getting the product that people are paying a high-end price tag for. I'm getting the shade variety, but I'm getting it in better packaging and for less money. Talking about these e.l.f. Sheer For It stains, I love these. This has been a product that ever since it came out, I have been using with consistency. And I've been using really several of the different shades. I regularly bounce between the Plums Up and the Cherry Cola, and then this is the actual classic like Benefit Benetint Red. It's called Left On Red for e.l.f. But why I like it so much, it comes out, we've got a doe foot applicator, and basically there's a little funnel in there. The way it's packaged, it's really wide at the top, and it's just kind of funneling that liquid because this is an absolute liquid water weight type of product. It funnels it back in there, and I think it's so smart. And that's not something we're getting from Benefit products, but I love these as part of lip combos. They're great on the cheeks as well. So I'm going to use this for my blush today to get a little stain going on. I've got my Sephora 56. So I was using a Sephora 56 to blend in the bronzer. And then I have this other little one that's the same size brush head, but smaller handle that I just reserve for blush type products, cream blushes, liquid blushes. I love the rosy glow that I get with this, and all the colors are fun. They also have a pink one that I don't use quite as often. I have yet to try the peach. Maybe that's a summer thing for me. But the beautiful wash of color, like I just really enjoy this stuff. And I, again, probably mostly use it as a lip product, but when I was talking about in my last video, keeping things cohesive, using products that make it easy to give you a cohesive look, things like this that coordinate your lip and cheeks so nicely. And look, it becomes that sheer lip stain. You can build it as much as you want. This feels like such a springtime face for me, just right now, stopping here. So pretty and radiant and weightless. If you're a person who wants color on your lips, but you absolutely don't want to feel anything, you gotta try one of these stains. And staying on that blush conversation for a second, have you been trying the soft baked blushes from Essence? Because they are getting into that baked blush game, and they're doing an amazing job with this shade called Cocoa Glaze. I've talked about this before. She's really pretty, and she gives kind of an unexpected rosy glow to the cheeks. I mean, Laura Geller, you gotta be taking note. Essence is coming. And I'm just gonna take some of this, and I sometimes use this in combination with other blushes because the e.l.f. was just giving us pure color. And this is giving us a little extra color, but also a gentle glow. See, here's just the e.l.f. Here we've added in the Essence. It's a pretty multitasker too. I've talked about that in other videos, using on the eyes. So fresh. Like, have I gone kind of hard on blush right now? Yeah, it's right up there with the other baked formulas. You look at the price you're paying for a CoverGirl little baked blush, which those are great, don't get me wrong, but this is really good too. And it's definitely your least expensive baked option. Brows, if you've been watching my videos, it's not going to be anything surprising here. It's the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Nano Brow Pencil. I just really think if you can find one of these ultra skinny brow pencils that's even skinnier than Brow Wiz for a good price, get on it, because they are a great innovation if you have brows that are anything like mine, where I've got most of a brow there, I would say, but I've got some areas that I want to add to, and I don't want to feel like I'm just drawing on top of hair. Because let's face it, that's what you're doing a lot of the time with brow pencils if you have a full brow. And here I feel like it's just able to cut right to the skin and get me filled in and evened out exactly where I want to have that. And look, I mean, that was really quick. And then you got the spoolie, brush it on through, and you're good. Morphe has one of these too. Look around, see what you got. It's not just a skinny brow pencil, it's a nano. It's even skinnier. This is where I have a scar over here on this eyebrow. No problem. And I feel like sometimes I almost conserve this one. I'm like, no, that's my favorite. I don't want to run through it too quick, because I do run through brow products kind of quickly, but she's a gem, an absolute gem. I just feel like this is something you don't have to pay a high-end price tag to have. You know, really quality brow products. The drugstore is cranking them out. For me personally, that makes really easy work of the process, and then I just brush through. I've got even brows. And then another thing you see often is this Morphe Micromanager Gripping Brow Gel. This is one heck of a value because I continue to use this with much consistency. Tiny brush, it's still got product on it, you know, like I have not gone through it yet. I don't feel like I'm even close to going through this. But part of why I like it is I put it on and my brows don't get over gooped with the gel. Some brow gels just have no control in this system, and they come out and it's a brush full of goop, and it's like, okay, I can make this work if I barely hover it above my brow. This is perfect. You don't have to think, okay? It just does the job. And again, how long am I going to continue to have this? I don't know. I feel like it's paid for itself several times over. I don't know how I've had it this long. We're going to use some eye primer. It could be either one, guys. It could be either one. The Milani eyeshadow primer, as you can see, I'm about out. That's maybe part of the reason why I've kind of like just gone ahead and used the e.l.f. Lock It Down that I have. Also, I think there are people who tap into one of my videos after not watching in a while and they're like, wait, where did the Milani go? go. I think they're both good options. Just another product in the makeup routine where you definitely can get a really good result without paying high-end money for it. This e.l.f., I do enjoy using the doe foot. Something about that just makes it feel really quick and easy. I know it's just going to be a couple little swipes and I'm good, but I still love the Milani too. As far as function goes, I feel like they're about equal. And then I'm going to take you to the ultimate eyeshadow thing that definitely feels like it's worth so much more than what you bought it for. And it's the LA Colors. This is Dollar Tree, gang. This is $1.25 and it's operating as good as any of your other eyeshadows. This is the one called Classics. 3 mattes, 1 shimmer. You're telling me you can't use that one? Like, this is so good. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna jump into this matte right here. It is tapping off a little excess. There is a softness here. If you're like, I've tried LA Colors eyeshadow and I don't think I like it. This is an improvement, and this range is offering a level of consistency I have not seen before from this line. I've purchased every one of these, and it's just the one like pinky purple one that I was not a fan of. Everything else, very consistent, highly pigmented. Are you seeing any struggle here? No, no struggle. A naturally contoured eye? Sure. You have got to seek these out if you haven't already, guys, because they are truly impressive. There's some great color combos. There are some more thoughtful and more user-friendly color combos in some of these than there are the e.l.f. bite-size quads, for sure. Okay, I've blended that in, and then I take my little matte creamy one here, kind of a beigey cream, and I'm just gonna go over the border. Same brush. I just sort of swiped off my brush on my hand. Get that blurred edge to your shadow by taking the lighter shade just right over the edge. Yep, I'm not doing this eyeshadow look to show you that I'm some major artist. I'm doing this to show you how easy it is. I'm flying through it and you should be able to. Look, the pigment, nothing patchy, nothing grabbing on immediately that can't be blended, but really nice pigment. This is my Morphe M303. This is my large flat brush and I'm patting it on the outside and I'm feeling the tip of the brush go into my crease and it practically looks blended already. That is the mark of a really smooth shadow when this brush, which is a really good brush, but when it finishes its job and the shadow already looks like it's been hit with a blending brush. Look at this. I swear this eyeshadow could be repackaged and go undercover in a department store and people would be impressed by it. Yes, Bisky? What do you have to say about it? Now I am just bringing in what I originally used as my crease brush, and look how you can blend it a little more. You can bring it up and out. Oh, such an easy blended, no problem kind of look. What about the shimmer in there, Em? Can the shimmer hang? Yes, let's do it. Taking my slightly smaller flat brush. This is my Morphe M302 going into the shimmer. Look how we're gonna get a nice little gleam right here on the inner part of the lid. Or you could keep it all matte by going with the kind of creamy beige that's right next door. It doesn't have to be hard and it doesn't have to be expensive. If you want eyeshadow, and you want to pay next to nothing. And another thing, these are not just some little limited edition thing that I turned up, because I know there's a lot of limited edition collections that come to Dollar Tree, but this is something that you will find there consistently. Ooh, so pretty, so toasty. And then let's take the Profusion small pointed brush into the deepest shade, and let's let that nice chocolatey brown become smudgy lower liner. Look at the difference, you know, the eyes got more pop now. And there's a lot of like different drugstore things. As I was looking in my eyeshadow drawer last night, I was like, I could choose this, I could talk about this or that or the other. And then I thought, you know, let's talk about the biggest price deviation from high end and the best quality. And then if you wanted to, use a brush like this, and if you really wanted to shape it out and make more of the dark brown on the upper part of the eye, like the outer corner, the outer V, you know, you can totally do that. I'm just kind of demoing soft, everyday, nice and easy makeup, LA Colors. I can't pick it apart. I cannot. Now we're going to start curling the lashes. This little mirror I'm using, by the way, I'm really loving this. This is the little slider mirror, the little mermaid one. I think it's so cute and pretty from the ColourPop mermaid collection. But curling the lashes up, and I was thinking about mascaras and how, like, what feels high end? What feels like it's just really outdone its price range? And I was kind of thinking of the Essence Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara, but it's done a weird thing on me the last couple times. It's done a little flaking on me, which I don't like to see and which does not feel very high end. So I'm kind of sticking in with this Milani Highly Rated Fan Club mascara because I feel like it bulks up my lashes quickly, which is a quality I really want. The brush is kind of big and you kind of got to watch yourself because I do make some errors with this one at times, but it does build up really fast, which keeps my curl from dropping so much, and that I like. And if I get a really good curl on them, like this mascara looks so nice on me. So I would have to say this is the one right now, although my radar is still on for the next really good and impressive mascara for me, but this does a lot of work in one coat. And that's really the essence of what I'm looking for. Now, I didn't feel like the Lash Princess False Lash Effect flaked on me. Could just be the tube, I don't know. But it's honestly given me pause every time I've gone to reach for that one. I'm like, oh, but I don't want flakes. This one does not flake. It is not a tubing mascara, but it's not a flaking mascara either. The tubing one, you know, e.l.f. Lash Extender. I mean, there are high-end brands that do excellent tubing mascaras. I've used Thrive in the past. I've used Cali Ray in the past. But once I realized, hey, you can just be getting that same effect from e.l.f. and I'm just pretty much reserving it for the lower lashes anyway, why pay more? I'm on my second or third tube of the e.l.f. and it's legit, you know. It's a tubing mascara just as much as the high-end ones are tubing mascaras, you know. It's not like it does a lesser job on that claim. No. It will not run, it will not smear. If you have lower lashes that like to really come down and kind of tickle the skin underneath the eye, you probably should be using a tubing mascara there. It doesn't have to be waterproof anymore when you want long wearing, because I really dislike the removal of waterproof mascara. I know I can bust out a separate eye makeup remover, but I don't like what I have to put my lashes through in order to remove waterproof. I can't afford to lose any of them. So yeah, the Milani does a good job for me. You're looking at a person without a ton of lashes, without loads of length, lashes that want to fight the curl. I got to give it up to that one. And then, like I said, the e.l.f. Lash Extender, really nice, easy to control brush. If you are, you know, using this for the lower lashes, does anybody else do that? Let me know. It just gives me the right amount. I don't need to look super duper like thick and wild down here. I want to look thick and wild up top. But really just nicely defined lashes down here is good enough. That's what I'm looking for. They are my little mascara team these days. Couple of lip things to talk about here. I'm very impressed with this new thing from e.l.f. It's their Glow Reviver Slip Sticks. When you hear Glow Reviver, when I hear that, I think about these products with the doe foot applicators. But here they're trying to kind of merge into a new thing where it's like all the shine of those, but they're coming in a stick format, a magnetic closure stick format. Yes, that screams luxury. The mirrored finish and the way these feel on your lips is so smooth, rich, creamy, okay? This is the shade Rose Latte here. This is kind of like your pinky nude. I'm gonna go over the Left on Red from e.l.f. with this. That's my plan. Also, I like the smell too. Really sweet and yummy. But another thing I need to mention that I'm going to pull into this is my Nude by Nature lip liner. So this is going to be one of the lowest cost things in the Nude by Nature range. I have had such impressive staying power with this lip liner. This is the shade Sienna. I need to get another color or two to help round out my collection. This is approaching like Revlon Color Stay level good lip liner. It's worn really well too, even though I've topped it with their little lip and cheek stick. That makes a really good long wearing combo. And I thought maybe this might break it down a little bit more, but actually they're a good team. But I'm going to take some of the Sienna and I'm just going to like neaten up my lip line a little. What is the Sienna shade in? Well, it's kind of like a deepened nudie spice type of shade. It's a good color to have. There's a little red in it perhaps, but not a loud red. Birds are chirping out there. I didn't really like fully coat my lips. I just kind of got it on, blended it around a little bit, and then I'm going to take this Rose Latte over top. This is going to be like the lightest color intensity thing that's on my lips right now, but look at the shine. Shine from a stick. Do you like shine from a stick? Oh. It feels so comfy. Reinforcing curl as I always do. It helps. If you catch your lashes at just the right time before they're 100% dry, they will be open to actually forming into more of a solid curl there. That is my roundup of drugstore makeup that really feels more expensive than it is. Loads of gems here. If you needed some eye makeup recommendations, I hope you got them here. Some great complexion products, old and new, really. I mean, I've been talking about NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum for a long time, but Nude by Nature, very new. I'd of course like to know what products you feel this way about, because it's really like the thrill of my makeup using life, I think, is to find a really good drugstore product where I feel, oh my gosh, this can hang with anything. You know, I love that feeling. I chase that feeling in makeup. So I hope this helps you guys out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. I love you. Bye.